Hi there, I hope you're having a nice day so far. I've decided to go on just a really short adventure. It's not too far from home, and I thought I would just take a little bit of time out to go pick some wild garlic. This area here, little secret area, I'm not going to say where it is, but it's around the corner from where I live, and anyways, and I came here a couple of years ago to pick some wild garlic, and there's quite a bit around here. So I missed last year because I just didn't have the time, but it's amazing. You can do so much with it, and I'm thinking what I'm going to do tonight with it is make some tempura wild garlic, deep fried garlic to go with some ribs. So I think it's going to be really nice. And then I'll probably, with the rest of the leaves, I'll probably make a bit of wild garlic pesto, which I like to mix that with some walnuts and some, I don't use olive oil, I use rapeseed oil because it's local as well. So, and it's also better for you than olive oil. Anyways, and yeah, I mix that up and then I freeze it, and it's really lovely in pasta or whatever you want to use pesto for. Anyways, I'm going to turn the camera around, and I see a few bluebells around too. All the bluebells are out in bloom, opened at the moment. So well, that's another walk. I had planned to do that today, but it got a bit late. I was gardening at home, and so I thought, well, I'll just come down here and get a bit of wild garlic, and I can show you a few of the bluebells that are around at the moment. But that's going to be another walk, probably sometime this week, if I can get down to do that walk and the weather stays okay. Anyways, like I said, I'm going to turn the camera around finally, and let's go pick some wild garlic. Pretty little village here. There's also a public footpath up that way. There's some bits of wild garlic just around there, but it's too close to the road, so I'm hoping that I will find some clean ones. Actually, I thought it was bluebells that I saw. There are a few, but these are forget-me-nots. Aren't they gorgeous? So pretty. Wow. Just gorgeous. I love this time of year. Christmas tree there too. Wow. Look at all the pretty wild flowers growing. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. I'm not really sure what these ones are. Let's have a closer look. If you know what they are, feel free to comment. I'll have to look those up later. But they're so pretty. Wow, gorgeous. It's a nice little spot here. So here you've got some wild garlic. It is close to the road, but I'm going to just have a little walk up further and see if I can get some that's not too close to the road, where, because it's been a little bit mucky. So here's some bluebells. This lovely little spot here. We've got a lovely pond, or not pond, sorry, stream. Isn't that pretty? It's just so quiet and peaceful. Here we've got some bluebells. And I believe these are the ones that are native to England, not the invasive Spanish ones. So that's great to see. So pretty. Let's just get closer. Aren't they pretty? Wow. When they're like this, it almost reminds me of asparagus. Just sort of, eh? It's sort of like asparagus, I think. Just so pretty. Love it. Some more wild garlic there. Just only a few of them there. You can deep fry the flowers as well. I actually haven't done it before, but I came across the recipe and I thought, ooh, I gotta do this. Look at this stream, isn't that gorgeous? And I believe this is cow's parsley. Look at these pretty flowers, aren't they gorgeous? Wow. There's some wild garlic right here, see? All of the trees are in bud. Look at that. Just lovely. Spring is definitely here. So, a bunch of wild garlic there. So that's on a too much of a slant. I don't want to fall into the water, so I'm not going to bother trying to pick it there. Nice little spot. Right, so we've got some here. Ooh. Too close to the road for me. See, because they've got like bits of dirt and things on them. So I'm going to see if I can find, and they're mixed in with bluebells. Ooh, and look at the ferns. They're coming up. Aren't those gorgeous? Right. Okay. I think this is a good spot because it's away from the road. So I'm going to start picking. I've got my basket down and let's go for it. You want to pick them so they've got the stalks on as well, because that way if you dip it into the tempura batter, it's just easier to shake it off. Oh, that one's a bit dirty. Well, I can always wash it off. Not doing too bad. I'm going to move to another spot. Okay, this is more like it. Look at the bee. Hello, bee. So you can just eat them straight. So good. Also clears the sinuses as well. Very tasty. Okay, I think I have enough for what I'm going to need for this evening. I don't want to take too many. Anyways, yeah, I think I've got enough here. That's more than enough. I'm going to do the deep fried, probably the garlic buds, and I'll do some, I might even make some garlic butter. Anyways, I might share that later of how I'm making it. Anyways, I'm going to head back home now, and I hope you like this little short video adventure with me, and maybe one day you might pick some wild garlic as well if you have any in your area. I highly suggest it. It's so good. Have a good day. Bye. Hi. Okay, so I'm back from my wild garlic walk, and as you can see, as I showed you before, I've got all of this wild garlic. I've got the leaves, and I've also got a bunch of the flowers. These are what I'm going to be doing, the tempura deep fried wild garlic flowers. And then I'm going to use, actually I brought more than I really needed, but that's fine because I'm going to do some pesto as well with the leaves. But first I'm going to make wild garlic butter. So as you can see, I've chopped up or sliced one whole stick of unsalted butter, and I've grated half a lemon rind. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the butter pieces into my little mini food processor thingy here. Okay, so add the lemon rind in there as well. Okay. So I've got sea salt crystals here from Cornwall, as you can see. So I'm going to add a bit of sea salt in there as well. Probably add a little bit more. So I would mix that first, just to get it a bit soft and bring it down a bit. Now it's time to add your garlic, wild garlic. I'm going to be honest with you. I had to change containers and different methods of being able to purify and chop this up, because unfortunately my well, it's more of a chopper, this is, and it's not a food processor. I don't have a food processor, so I usually use this for most things, but this is another attachment that goes with the whole thing. But I'm gonna see if I can purify this with this. I think I'm gonna have more luck. I also added a little bit of my homemade garlic rapeseed oil. I use that all the time, and yeah, and also I added half a lemon juice as well. So fingers crossed, let's hope this works. By the way, I'm just going to let you know, this is the first time I've ever made this garlic butter. So yeah, fingers crossed. I hope it works. Okay, that is working. Yes. Okay, so that's all of it pureed up. I did add a few more leaves to make it more potent, more flavorsome, I should really say. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to empty this onto some greaseproof paper in a log. Right, so that's basically what you want to do. Okay, and one thing I did forget to mention, see, I've got a few chunks in there as well of the leaves, but that's okay because when I freeze this and cut slices, you're going to get those bits, which is going to be quite nice, depending on what you're using it for. But the other thing I forgot to mention as well, make sure your butter is quite soft at room temperature and not hard like when I begun. I had to leave it for a while and let it sit. But like I said, this is the first time I've made this, so it's fine. It's called trial and error, and you know, you've got to try things out. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna roll this and I'll show you what it looks like when it's rolled. So this is it partially rolled. So what I'm doing is, before I complete the roll, I'm just going to take out these air bubbles and pinch the ends here, okay, just to make it a really nice tight log. Okay, so that's it. I've twisted the ends and it's ready to go in the freezer. So we'll leave that overnight to freeze, and then what I can do is when it's finished, I'm going to unwrap it, and then I am going to cut slices probably about that thick, or maybe a little bit, well, no, probably about that thick. Okay, and yeah, so that's what it'll look like when you're finished. Okay, and just pop that in the freezer to freeze up. It's 24 hours later, and I've taken out the wild garlic butter that I made. So you can use them in sauces, steaks, any kind of meats, or even if you take one out, soften it up, and you can spit it on bread and make a nice garlic bread. Just all kinds of things. On fish even will be really nice. All you have to do is label it. Well, you know, it's up to you. I know what's in here, so I'm not going to bother. And you can just take them out as you need them. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that little recipe, and happy foraging. Bye.